All right, positive energy all the time. Advice night, of course. We're going to talk about things and give advice. Tonight, I'm going to be giving advice on how to deal with stressful situation of your finances not being doing well. There's a certain way you got to function if your finances are not really doing well. We're going to talk about that. I'm trying to help people. So I'm doing advice night. And that's going to be tonight's advice. We're going to talk about that. Trying to talk about conversations that people don't talk about and try to help people out the best they can. We live in a world where people are embarrassed if they're not in a great financial situation because social media makes it very competitive and nobody wants to be struggling. Everybody wants to be doing well on social media. So social media has got everybody trying to look like they're doing extremely well. Everything is great on social media. We're going to talk about that. Okay, so we got San Jose in the building, Texarkana is in the building. Of course, Facebook, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Everybody on Twitch, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Everybody on Kick, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Everybody on YouTube, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. And everybody on my other Facebook account, I am representing Chicago, Illinois. Make sure you hit the Super Chat, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Also subscribe to Pharaoh Said That Live. It's going all the way crazy January 1st or January 2nd, depending on what I do on January 1st. But definitely by January 2nd, it's going crazy. Let's get in here and rep your city, where you from. On the late night, trying to help people, advice night. This is something new I'm starting where I'll be giving advice just based on me and how I see it. There is other people that will also be able to give you advice that might have a different a method or different idea than me. So this is just the best I could do when it comes to giving you advice from my perspective. Right? We got Spartanburg in the building. Good to see you, Tim. So this is just from my perspective. That's all. I just got through hitting these weights a little bit right quick while the preview was playing. I got to try to get a workout in anywhere I can. Just knock down a protein shake. Haven't eaten any solid food today. Just been drinking. That's cool. Give my stomach a little chance to clear out. Get some ab workouts in before I go to sleep. That'll be smart. We have Brooklyn in the building. Shout out to everybody in New York. Y'all come on in, come on in. We're going to talk about this. In social media, everybody's rich, everybody's doing great, nobody's struggling. I understand you don't want to let nobody know, that's nobody's business. But there are people out there struggling. And in some cases, you got a steady job, you work to retirement, kind of pretty straight. In some cases, you might end up changing jobs, moving locations, could have health problems, could have financial situations pop up, divorce, breakup, all different type of things. Maybe a couple of children, and now you're struggling a little more. You got 3 children or 4 children when you used to only have one or two. There's a lot of different reasons why you could be going through financial difficulties. You could have a great business that's really doing well, and then the business kind of becomes obsolete. People change over, not using that particular service or product anymore. Now you got to build a whole new business. I always use the example of Blockbuster. Remember how Blockbuster, Toys R Us, remember how big they were? And then when things changed up, they had to take a L. Well, that happens to small businesses and medium-sized businesses a lot. So you could have a business that's doing really well, and you could be doing really well for yourself, and that business could just peter out. And now you're back at square one. You have to create another business, which is not necessarily going to go fast. That's why you got so many people charging you money to tell you how to make money, because that's the real way they're making money, is charging you to tell you how to make money. So I would say all these people that wants to charge you for uh, paperwork and stuff they're gonna send you to show you how to make money, they're showing you how to make money by charging you. If they knew how to make money, they wouldn't be charging you to teach you how to make money. So they lying. Who's making money going to charge you to teach you how to make money? They're making money off of charging you to make money. That's a scam, and 99% of the time, that's a scam. That really took off during the pandemic. Oh, everybody had financial advice. Just send them some money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come on in. We're going to talk about this situation. I've had a very unusual life, so I've had quite a few times where I had to get my social, my economical situation back in order. I've had that a lot in my life. We was making a whole lot of money in LA, and then we moved to Hawaii, and we had to restructure and try to figure out how we could make money in Hawaii. We couldn't make money in Hawaii like we was making in LA. So now you got to regroup and try to figure out, oh man, what to do out here. So I've been through it a few times where I've been money, kind of no money, money, no money, money, a few times. Certain investments I didn't make because I wasn't stable. I wasn't stable. I didn't have a stable uh, ideology in America. So I didn't think long term in America. That affected my income a lot. When I worked for the Treasury Department and I was only 20, and I realized I got to work till I'm 65. I got to work 45 years. I couldn't do it. So I salute you if you worked a job and you bought a home and all that, and you did all that for 45 years. Salute. Would I do that for a house and car? No. No, I don't know. Mm-mm. I wouldn't want to give away all my young years to have a house and be old in a house. By the time you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, you old as hell. Not really, but you are, because a lot of times you're not eating right. And when you're not eating right and you're 60, you old. Now, if you plant-based, you're just middle-aged. If you're eating a standard American diet, by the time you get mid-50s, you old. Your body's worn out. Your body's starting to fight all that poison you've been eating all them years. You might got muscles, but your organs are shot. You know what I'm saying? Do I feel we are already in a recession? I don't know what a recession is, because these people just make up stuff. A recession is defined as a significant, widespread, and prolonged decline in economic activity. I mean, typically when you start talking about a recession, they don't really mention it till it gets really bad, Tim. But in terms of a declining economy, this economy been declining since 2000. This economy been declining. It's just some people was able to still, but this economy been declining. It's been going like this for a long time. This is why the rappers and the media been pushing the people that got money, so you won't realize how many people don't have money. So what they did, so you don't know that the economy been falling, is they've been pushing the people that are making money and hiding the people that's not making money. That's what they've been doing. So it's like you go to a concert with some rappers up there, they pretending they making money. The audience ain't got no money, just a few people. That's why if you look at a lot of rappers that was rapping about money, they don't got no money. Well, I thought they had money. So they've been faking that people had money, and that's how they've been able to fake that we were already wasn't in a recession. But for somebody out here getting money and that work for themselves, we've been on a decline since 2000 and let me see, 2008. We've been on decline since about maybe 2015 for the last 10 years for sure. It wasn't too bad in the 2000, but from 2015 to 2025, it's been down. It's been going down, just been going slow. So if you're making a lot of money, you can't tell because you're not losing money like that. It's just going down slow, slow, slow. And then when it gets down here, they go, oh God, we're in a recession. But it's been going down slow. Walgreens been losing money. CVS been losing money. All these places been losing money. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. They haven't been making no money. You ain't making no money. How? First off, you can't make money if you don't have no babies. So when this new generation came that ain't having no babies, where the money gonna come from? Just like the young generation is shooting themselves in the foot because they talking about they don't want to have no babies so they get money. But if you don't have no babies, there's not gonna be no money. What money? Where's it gonna come from if you don't have no babies? Money is circulatory. It has to circulate. And if you close down certain industries, the money dry up. So if you ain't selling Pampers, baby milk, baby clothes and stuff, what money? Your economy is going to have less money to circulate. Oh, duh. That's why every time I hear people talk about they don't want to have no babies, I just shake my head. It's like, well, okay. Crazy. You don't have no babies. You go, that's just crazy. Let me give you Exhibit A. McDonald's CEO breaks his silence on losing low-income customers. So McDonald's is struggling, losing customers, can't get nobody to buy their stuff. Now, how you gonna push Ronald McDonald to close a Happy Meal if you ain't got no babies to buy Happy Meals? If you get a bunch of young people that don't want to have no babies, how many Happy Meals you gonna sell? How many burgers you gonna sell? How many, how many colas and how much you gonna sell when you ain't got no babies? Make it make sense. How you gonna create economy when you don't got no babies that's gonna grow up? They're gonna buy this stuff. Then they're gonna get older. Then they're gonna buy stuff 9 to 10 years old. Then they get older. They're gonna buy stuff from 10 to 15 years old. They're gonna get older. They're gonna buy older teenager stuff. Then they're gonna buy young adult stuff. Then they're gonna buy cars. Then they're gonna buy homes. Babies grow up and buy homes. Babies grow up and buy cars. So if you ain't got no babies, you're not gonna be selling any cars soon. To who? They're not just babies. Babies grow into people. Duh, you know. So when you say you don't want to have no babies, you say you don't want to have no people. When you say you don't want to have no people, you say you don't want to have no money. Duh. You say you don't want to have no babies so you can make money. So you don't have no babies and then you lose your job because you ain't got no babies. You ain't got no customers. How you gonna have customers with no people? Babies are people. You need people to make money. The idea that you want to have a lot of money, but the only way you can have money is not have children is totally ridiculous. You're going to go broke. If a bunch of 20-year-olds decide they don't want to have babies, they will all be starving by the time they get 35. They won't have no jobs or nothing, which is what you see going on. Yes, McDonald's is going broke. You don't got no babies. You really think you're going to make money without people? You think it's just babies. I don't want no babies. Oh, you don't want to have no people. So you want to make money with no people because babies are people. Duh. Babies just don't stay babies. So no babies is the destruction of an economy. Duh. Duh. Rah. Oh, nobody listens to Pharaoh. Duh. Exhibit B. Greece's fast falling population closing schools across the country. Duh. Greece got to close schools. Duh. With twice as many deaths as births annually. Americans, European and America are having twice as many deaths as births. Greece, twice as many deaths as births. So more people dying than is being born. I don't got to read the rest. Greece's declining population is not only putting a strain on the social security system, but has seen more families opting not to have children, causing schools to close. So your money's tight, so you don't have children and make the money tighter. It's genius. And we don't have, there's no money. Let's stop having babies so we really don't have no money. When you don't have money, you have more babies. That's how you get money. Duh, rah. Ada. Ada, ara. If you don't have money and the economy's getting tight, you have more babies. And then you get money. You don't have less babies because the reason you got less money in the first place is because you got less babies. So now you decide to have even fewer babies, but they don't tell you this. If you're saying right now, Pearl, I don't want to have no children because the economy is no good. The economy is no good because there's not enough children. So now when you don't have children, you think the economy is going to get better? It's going to get worse. It's got to get worse. No babies, no money. If you don't have no babies, you don't have no children, you don't have no teenagers, you don't have no adults. So you don't sell baby stuff, you don't sell children stuff, you don't sell teenager stuff, you don't sell cars, and you don't sell homes. Sell them to who? You don't have any babies. So how is the housing market going to be when you don't have anybody that needs to live in a house? Because babies grow up and buy houses. Babies grow up and get apartments. Babies grow up and buy cars. Babies buy clothes. Babies buy toys. Babies need baby stuff. Children need children stuff. Teenagers need teenager stuff. College age people need college age stuff. Adults need adult stuff. That's the economy. No babies mean, and boom. Duh. Ara. They say, okay, Pharaoh, you struggling and you got 4 children. Okay, I'm struggling. I got 4 children. I struggle. Boom, the oldest one 15, go get a job. A little breath. Oh, the next old one 15, go get a job. Now I got 2 children, got a little part-time job. The next thing you know, this one's out of school, they working. That's family money. The next one working, that's family money. The other one grew up now, boom, 15 making money. How is that not money? Boom, the one is really a good athlete. Oh, he goes to the NBA. Oh, he goes to the baseball. Oh, he gets a multi-million-dollar check. Daddy gets a couple million. Oh, that was really messed up. So you're telling me Mrs. Jordan made a mistake by having Michael? Mrs. Bryant had a mistake having Kobe. Mrs. James made a mistake having LeBron. LeBron hurt her economically. Oh, I didn't know that. Did LeBron hurt his mother economically? She's filthy rich from a baby. But you don't look at it as having a baby. You just look at it as a grown LeBron. No, it was a baby. It was a baby named LeBron. And the baby was worth a lot of money. Babies make money. Babies make money. Babies are the best investment in the family. There's no better investment than a baby. There is no bank investment better than children, period. None. There is none. There's no better investment than children. All of the rich people were somebody's children. Duh. Name me a rich person. Wasn't that person a baby? I'm confused. Name me one rich person that wasn't a baby. Did that pay off? Did it pay off for the parents to have that baby? How much money is Trump getting with all them children that he can invest in? How much are the Trumps getting? Take away them babies, the Trump dynasty got less money. He got sons, he got 3 sons and a daughter. That's money. Duh. I'm just saying. So that's why we go to the graduations and look at our baby go and finna go out there and get that money for the family. Yay. Graduated law school. Yay. Graduated. So while you're talking about investment and watching your investment in banks and stocks, you Black Americans, Foundation Black Americans, are not investing in your children and watching your investment in your children and making sure your son ain't in gangs and making sure your daughter's not a slut and making sure she's not getting pregnant early and making sure he's not dropping out of school and making sure she's not dropping out of school and watching your investment to make sure that your investment pays off dividends. I'm just saying. You having a baby, you're not watching your investment. Oh no, little Roger, you can't be no fool. You're an investment. Get in there and do your homework and go up to that school and sit down and do what that teacher tell you. No. You think it's cute that your son's a dumb rapper. That's too dumb to even be a businessman when it comes to rap. So he makes a couple of rap videos and stuff. He goes to jail, he gets out, he make another rap video, he goes to jail, he get out, he's washed up, he's broke. You didn't put no energy into him. You let him run and rip up and down the street. You didn't teach him nothing. Black families should be living together, all generations in one big house. No, me and my woman can't live with everybody. You know, when I got a woman, I got some children, I can't live with the rest of y'all. So that's a all right idea, Wes, for somebody that ain't having no babies and ain't, having sex and ain't having no children. But in reality, when I go and I meet my queen and we having children, who can we live with? We can't really live with nobody. You know how big a house we would have to have? So that could work in some cases, but in a family man's case, that can't work. You know what I'm saying? There's no way, We raised 4 teenagers and a daughter, me and my wife. And, we divorced now, but me and my wife, we raised 4 teenagers and a daughter. Where was there room for somebody else to live? Sounds good, but I mean, how would that work? All right, let's take a break and then we'll get into the main part of the conversation, right? Make sure you support the channel. Hit the like button. So in West, there is some type of ways that can happen, and that would be for those that buy property. I would suggest that when black people buy property and get some acres, not to get one big house. Get some acres, 2 acres, or even an acre, and put a house on each quarter acre. Put a smaller house for a smaller house on an acre, or for a smaller house on 2 acres, and then you and the wife live there, the son lived there, the daughter lived there, the other child lived there. Now you still got your privacy, but you're just living on one lot. Because if my daughter gets married, her and her husband need privacy. And me and my wife need privacy, and my son and his wife need privacy in terms of married couples. Because that's what we're going to be looking at is marriage and couples. You can't build an economy without marriage. So one thing you want to do, you want to have babies. You don't want to get your finances together first before you have babies. You want to have babies, period. When you waiting to get your finances together, having babies, you count your chickens before they hatch. And now, are you going to have babies? My daddy's older brother, he did that. My Uncle Richard, him and his wife, they wanted to get everything together before they had babies. So when he got his education, he was a principal. She had a good job. They had a good home. And finally, they had their finances perfect. They want to have babies. They was having sex, nothing. Go to the doctor. She's infertile. Never had no babies. Put all of their life into the Babylon system, and they put the Babylon system before God. God said, be fruitful and multiply, and sex and reproduction come from God. And that comes first. Now, when you're trying to put the economical Babylon system and say, I don't want to live the natural life the way God made it, because I want to get it, I want Babylon to be successful first. I don't agree with that. And so we end up not having no children, getting older, being a preacher, and getting some young girl at the church pregnant. Why? Because he wanted a child. So he ended up having a child by some young girl at the church and embarrassed himself at the church and had a baby. Never had a baby by his wife that he was saving to have everything perfect for to have a baby. You got to have a baby when you can. You can't have a baby when you get ready. When you and a woman get together and y'all reproductive situation is high, you got to have a baby then. You can't be like, oh, our reproduction situation going to wait 10, 15 years. Oh, our reproduction will wait 15 years until, are you sure? Are you sure you're gonna be? So you just God now. You sure? Oh, I'll have a baby 15 years later because even when you're young, you ain't sure you can have a baby. You can be young and your wife keep having miscarriages. So imagine you like gambling that for sure you're gonna have a baby after you get all this money together first. If that was the case, none of you all would be here. By the principles that young black people are living with now, if your grandparents and parents lived by that principle, none of you would be here. They came from the South with nothing and they had babies and then they worked. They did not come up here. My parents did not come up here and work and get everything and have me and my sister. They did not do that. They came up here, they got little jobs, they were struggling, and they had children. That is an absolute fact. And then they build a family and they build a legacy and they work and they got a home and we move from one apartment to another one and then into a home. Not this fake, uh, basically satanic concept of chasing the devil's money. And until Satan gives you the money, you know, then you have babies. I'm not really with that. That's a Luciferian concept. See, we didn't have nothing. We lived in an apartment. Just my father, me, and my sister. We didn't have. They had not been from Alabama long. They hadn't been from Alabama long. And they worked and built that legacy. It wasn't no, oh, that legacy was just there and everything was just perfect. And I don't agree with that concept. That concept is a failing concept that will not work. That concept will not work. It won't. That concept that you're going to go get everything perfect before you be a natural person the way God made you, it's not going to work. No kind of way is that going to work. That is a concept where you're letting the Babylon system affect what you're doing in life. You're not living a natural life. But hey, to each his own. Right? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that concept. That's the worst concept ever. Because guess what? You ain't gonna never be ready. And then when you get ready, is the body gonna be ready? So it's a really cocky mentality. Oh, when we get our money together, oh, she'll get pregnant. She'll get pregnant. Just think about that concept. That your woman gonna get pregnant when you get the money. You're just sure of that. When any of us have children, know that we be on pins and needles until the child is born. That when your woman get pregnant, there's not no guarantee that baby gonna come out. So that's why we be so happy when she finally have the baby, because it's all pins and needles before she have that baby. all pins and needles before she actually has that baby. Ask somebody. Ask somebody. So, I don't agree with that cocky attitude that you're going to wait to have babies. That is not a real concept based on pregnancy and what that all is involved with pregnancy. Pregnancy, I'll give you the perfect example. Like my first son, right? So let me show you something. My daddy came from Alabama and my mother, they got married. They had me and they had my sister. My daddy worked for CTA. Right here, you can see we lived in an apartment. He worked, he worked, he worked. We bought a home. He bought a home. I moved in this home when I was 4 years old. It looked like in this picture I was probably 3. So within about a year after this picture, my daddy worked hard and moved in the home. Me and my sister was raising this home our whole life. And he built the family. He did not wait until he got this home and then had us. I don't agree with that. He had us, and then he worked, and then he provided a way. I don't agree with trying to do this first and then have the baby. Because if my daddy waited to do this, would he even have us? And that's a maybe. Would he even have the 2 children to have in the home if he waited to impregnate my mother or used a bunch of birth control you would have to use in order not to have a baby all that time? And after using all them birth control all that time to not get your woman pregnant, will she get pregnant after so many years of birth control? That's questionable. Will her eggs be any good if you don't get no, if her eggs aren't used for so long, will it be any good? That's questionable. That's questionable. To me. See, I don't agree with that. Because once you start doing that and you got to have all your finances together before you have a family, now the devil controls you. Because the devil controls finances. Because you were never put here to deal on finances. Apples grow free, pears grow free, wood is out there. You're supposed to be able to build your home free and all that. So the economical system is ungodly. It's somebody taking the planet and selling you something that they don't own. Nobody owns the land. Nobody owns the food. Watermelons just grow. Why are we buying watermelons when there's watermelon seeds and there could be watermelons and apples everywhere? So now when you start talking about having your babies based on Lucifer's economical system, make it make sense. So my daddy struggled, and then we got a house. He had the babies first, and this is what all black folks did when they Great Migration. They came up here and had babies in apartments or by hook or by crook, and then they worked with their babies and built. Y'all stop working without the babies. Work, have your babies and work and build something. And stop listening to that. Oh, if you had the babies, it's too expensive. No, it's not. Because when you don't have babies, you're wasting money. You can't show me one couple out here that's trying to build wealth and say they're going to have children later. And I guarantee you, if you let me go look at their financial records, I guarantee you they are spending money that they could raise their children with. They're going to concerts, they're going to parties, they're buying clothes, they're buying fancy cars. They could have bought less expensive cars and had some babies and still had the same money that they had to buy that property. They lying. And I know math real good. So when you start telling me that you want to wait till you got everything straight first, you lying. You lying. You lying. If you are gonna have enough money to get a bill a property, you can get that with or without babies. Stop lying. Stop lying. Because little children is not expensive. That's a fact. And don't nobody want that work. Now, you can give me your top professors. Newborn babies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, don't cost shit. That's an absolute fact. So you want to say, well, Pharaoh, if we got babies, we got to have a two-bedroom apartment. Then you get with a woman don't want to have a baby and have a 2-bedroom apartment anyway. Tomorrow we got an extra room if you want to spend the night. Because still don't move in no 1-bedroom. You still be living in a 2-bedroom. Who you fooling? Show me somebody trying to get money and stuff that said they want to get money and live good. Show me one of them that don't have enough room for 2 little children. Right? So let's get to the meaning of conversation. Tonight, it's another night, advice night. I got a new thing called advice night, and I'm going to be giving advice in the day and in the night, but tonight is advice night. Also, ladies, send your picture. If men, don't worry about your wife. Let her send her picture. Ladies, don't identify who you are. Send a pretty picture. I'm going to put them in a movie, and I'm going to play a video of all the beautiful ladies so you ladies get some shine. Don't put your name on the picture. You're going to pretty much be anonymous other than your face. So ladies, send your beautiful pictures so I can put them all together. Send it right here. The email's at the bottom, PharaohElAton at yahoo.com. Men, don't worry. I'm not going to save the email address. I'm not going to try to talk to your woman. This is strictly just to be nice to the ladies and add some beauty over here and show the queens. Let them get some shine. Let's show their pretty faces. So, lady, send me a very beautiful picture of what you think you look good. And I'm going to make a video and I'm going to play it over here every night when I come on or before I go off. I'm going to show these beautiful ladies, if not every night, at least 2 or 3 times a week. It's just something I decided to do for the pretty ladies that come in and chat. They always like when I show them and say, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and really highlight you beautiful ladies, all right? So tonight we're going to talk about struggling financially. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, and make sure you support the channel. The channel needs your support so we can invest and do things to make the channel better. So make sure you support the channel. Hit the super chat, the CashApp, the Venmo, the PayPal to help the channel. So tonight I got a very important conversation. This is very important. And I'm talking about struggling financially. Now, when you get in a situation where you're struggling financially, I'm going to tell you how to deal with that. Because this happens to a lot of people. This happens to people that are financially all right and something happens. This happens to people that's never been financially right or struggling. This happens to young people that's just coming into the world and trying to get their first job and trying to get their first apartment or trying to buy their first house. This happens to people that get laid off. This happened to people where it's 2 of them and one of them began to have medical conditions. There's many reasons. This happens to musicians all the time. As musicians, we struggle financially a lot, trying to livicate, because we don't dedicate, because we don't dead, but trying to livicate our life and put our life towards making art and making music that the world don't really appreciate until we get famous. And so a lot of times you're recording artists and painters and people that want to do that struggle. Entrepreneurs a lot of time struggle financially, where you just have an entrepreneur aura. That's what you do. And you try to start a business and you invest and then it doesn't do well. And now you got to regroup and you got to go work or whatever to make it. And then you try to get a little money stuff, and then you come up with another idea and you try to do it. And that one might be all right, but you might be struggling economically to try to get it off the ground. So there's a lot of reasons why you could be struggling economically, struggling financially, and I want to talk about it. Now, when you're struggling financially, the key is your attitude. You got to be super strong. So you could never let your emotions overwhelm you when you are struggling financially. That's why it's not good to get on a high when you're doing good financially, because then if something happens, you're going to get on the low. If you want to have a great life financially, you must stay even keel. If your business is doing really well, stay like this. If your business is doing all right, stay like this. If your business is not doing good and you're suffering economically, stay like this. Don't be doing this. You got to stay like this, because your emotions will destroy you economically. Economics and emotions don't mix together. So to be a strong businessman or businesswoman or business couple or business family or business, you must always stay even keel. If something you do is successful, you really need to be careful celebrating that. The celebration got to be like, all right, now let's get back to work. You can't be like, all right, yeah, woo, woo. No. No, 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 no. Because it's not over just because that was successful. You still in, that could turn around and crash. And so your emotions is everything in all situations financially. So let's take the worst. Let's say, oh, everything just went bad and you got evicted. And now you're homeless. You got to stay like this. You can never go, woe is me. You can never go down. You can never be down. It's going to be hard, but you cannot be down, because once you go down, that's going to affect you. That's going to stop you from coming back up. So no matter what happens, you have to practice with your mind to stay even keel. Now, something go bad, it's going to be pulling you like this. That's normal. But you make sure you rock like this. Don't you go, oh, you rock and you try to keep it up. Of course, you're not going to be just steady like this and you homeless. You're going to be teeter-tottering. But stay, keep coming up. Don't let your mentality go down, because then you're going to be messed up. So you have to stay even kill. And that's not just with money, but that's what we talk about now. That's with medical problems, sickness, and all that. You have to stay like this. If you get sick and you go like this, you're going to get sicker. You're not going to work to get out of that sickness. You have to stay like this through the worst situations. And then when the situations get really good, you can't be forgetting when it was bad. So you have to stay even keel. Seriously. So people say, well, don't you want to enjoy your success? I didn't say don't enjoy it. But if you're a man, you got to pretend you're enjoying it. Your wife is going to want to enjoy it. But as a man, go out there with her and pretend you're enjoying it. But don't be enjoying that. Be just like this. Just take her out and make her think you're enjoying it. Pretend you're enjoying it. But you got to stay like this. Because that teeter-tottering is not good for your mind. And if you don't got a strong mind, you can't make it out here. You can't make it no 60, 70 years to retirement. If you like this, if you go way up here, yeah, I'm doing great. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. I give you an example. Look at LeBron. If LeBron don't stay like this and go and practice at off season, he wouldn't be LeBron. He wouldn't be LeBron. If you win a championship in the NBA and you go way up here, you'll lose next year. You'll lose next year because you have to, okay, cool, we won. All right, what about next year? When you retire and you done won everything, you got to be like, okay, what I'm going to do in retirement? Because I've seen athletes get all high on the hog, retire, had a great career, ended up broke because they got high on their achievements, high on the fact they was NBA stars or football stars. They retired with a lot of money and they got up here. 7 years later, they're broke. They're broke because they didn't stay here. They say, all right, that's all cool, but now what? Yeah, that's cool. But now what? Because in this life, it's not over till it's over. And you're gonna be 70 years old before you can kick your feet up. 80 years old. Anytime you kicking your feet up, where you might still got a long time in the game, you making a mistake. You got to make sure that when you kick your feet up, there's enough good that where your time won't run out. Well, I'm good at this point, period. Yeah, a lot of athletes make that mistake because they don't count their money. Bro, do you have enough money to live good to 70? No. Why you ain't really looking, bro? Yeah, you got a lot of money. You're retired at 40. Bro, do you really got enough money to live? They don't ever look at that. They just behind the house. Yeah, I was a superstar. Yeah, I got a new Bentley. Yeah. They be way up here. Then, boom, they start coming down, boom, and they crash. Oh, I don't even got enough money. Now we see you 15 years later. You flat broke. You don't got nothing. because you was doing all that celebrating and stuff, and you wasn't focusing. So now, but tonight I'm talking about the people that's not doing well. See, when you're not doing well or you're struggling in life, the last thing you need is to be any type of depressed. That gonna make it worse. If you're going through a bad situation, the situation's already bad. So your mind being bad is not gonna help. So if the situation is bad, situation is here, you can't let your mind go there too. You see what I'm trying to say? Yes, the situation is bad, but you can't let your mind go there too. The situation got to be bad. Your mind got to still be even killed. Or you, right? Because how could you throw a lifeline down if you down there too? So your mind can't even pull you out because you didn't let your mind decline. So you don't look at what nobody else doing. You concentrate on your situation. Okay, my money messed up right now. My living conditions is messed up right now. Boom. I got to get out of this. No, I ain't got to get sad. Sad not going to get me out. Sad's not going to get me out of this. Complaining's not going to get me out of this. What's going to get me out of this is stay even keel and figure out how to get out of this. Okay. I had to move. Let's say you had to move in a 1-bedroom or a studio. You got a little job at Ace Hardware or somewhere, and you just barely paying your rent and barely got enough food to eat, but you got it, just barely. All right, you got to take a breath, and you got to keep barely doing that. And you got to do that and be grateful that you can do that. So every time you pay your rent, even if you ain't got that much money left, you're like, yeah. Every time that you survive, even though it's just by the skin of your teeth and it ain't all glorious, you have to appreciate that. You have to get comfortable right there and breathe. And just do that. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. While by being here, now you looking for a way out. You looking for that first, right? One day somebody say, it's a job right here that fits with your schedule where you can work that and this. You go get it. So now when you go get it, now you got another job. So you got this job that you barely making it, but you got another job. So now you got a little extra money. You do the same thing. You don't get high. You don't get low. You do the same thing. Work, take that extra money and save it and save it. Don't start spending more. Keep living the same way you was living before you got that second job. And all that money from that second job, put it up and live a low, cheap life. And say like, okay, I'm living a cheap life with $300 extra. A cheap life, $600. Cheap life, $900. Cheap life, $1,200. And you keep doing that. Next thing you know, it's $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. Now you could breathe. Why? Because you just stay right here. You didn't jump off the roof. You didn't start making moves as soon as you got the other job. You just stayed there. And you just took that L. And friends calling, you want to go here, you want to go there? No. You don't want to go nowhere for what? You ain't got no damn money. What you want to go somewhere for? Why is you trying to go up here? Stay right here. No, you ain't got to tell them you don't want to go because you got no money. Spend them. Tell them whatever. But you go on, no, I'm not going to that. I don't got no money like that. And the little money I'm saving, I'm not finna spend it on that. And this way you make a mistake. You get the second job, you start saving money. Now you're like, and you go start messing that money up. Next thing you look up, something bad happened. You in this position, you broke. If something else bad happened, you homeless. Because when you finally got a little break, you didn't sit still. You start using up the break, the money from the break. What is you crazy? So you got to be willing to stay in that low position and stack the money. Stop trying to show off. Stop trying to improve. Stack the money, stack the money, stack the money. Yeah, it's miserable. But I tell you this, it's only going to be miserable until you stack so much money. And then when you stack so much money, you're going to look with your little car in your little studio apartment or whatever you got, and you're going to look and say you got 8,000, 9,000, and you're going to feel this is cool. Yeah, I'm in this, but look how much money I'm saving. I'm financially better than it look like I am. It don't look like I'm financially all right, but I got a buffer zone now. So then you got to ask yourself, do I want to go below the buffer zone, or do I want to double, triple, quadruple the buffer zone and just take this low level type of living for the benefit to stack all this money? Am I willing to look like I'm living because I'm comfortable? I got a shower, I can eat, I got a roof over my head. Do I want to increase my living conditions and barely have money, or do I want to live here and have a lot of money? I think I'll stay here and keep the money until I got enough money where I know for sure that when I level up, I still got a lot of money. So if you got 10,000 and you can level up and you only have 2,000, why do that? Why not wait till you get 20,000? So when you level up, you got 12,000. Why go all the way back to 2 just to level up? Living like that with 10,000 is better than moving up with only 2,000. So wait till that turns into 20 or 30. What if you wait and get to 30? And then you move and you got 30,000, you move and you got 20,000, 22,000. So when you do level up, you got 22,000 just because you sat still, just because you stayed uncomfortable that extra year or two. So now when you level up, your life will never be bad again. You got 20,000 extra dollars. You got a place to live. Do you run out and blow that money to get a car? No. If that car you got keep running, that's the car you're going to keep driving. If people say, girl, you need to go. Dude, you need to get a new car. Why would you listen to them? Why would you listen to them and mess your money up and buy the car and be broke? A bird in the hand beats 2 in the bush. Money beats better than looking like money any day. Actually having the money beats looking like you got money. It's better for you emotionally and mentally. By far. If you got $50,000 put up and you ain't got no new car, your car right, you feel fine if you smart. Because the person that be complaining, when you going to get a new car, Pharaoh, they ain't got $50,000 put up. They paycheck to paycheck. So do I want to have the car? Do I want somebody to praise me? Or do I want just the transportation to get me to A to B so I can have some money, so I can be financially and emotionally and mentally relaxed? Or do I want to be showing out and stressed? Because a lot of these people in the United States are showing out and stressed. They looking good, but they not feeling good because they looking good by the skin of their teeth. Facts. That's why these rappers constantly going broke. As soon as they get $1, they go and they buy all this stuff trying to look good. And then they don't get another hit record or something like that. And now look at Lil Meech, homeless. Him and his daddy. That man made all that money with 50 Cent, and that man is homeless. When that man could have went to Target and stuff and bought him some jeans and a shirt. Let me tell you something. If you're Lil Meech on a TV show and you go to Target and just get a white t-shirt and some jeans, all you got to do is buy some Nikes, make sure the shoes is kind of all right. They ain't got to even be the best Nikes, just some nice Nikes that match. The girls going to still go crazy. They ain't going to say, oh, he just got on a white tee, regular. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, oh, Meech. They ain't going to care what kind of t-shirt you got on. They ain't going to care. So this man went and gave all his money away to have on some pants with crosses on it. He thought the crosses on the pants was more valuable than the cash. Man, if you go somewhere with the $10,000 outfit on, and I go somewhere with just some jeans, some Dickie pants, and a t-shirt, and some Converses with $10,000 in my pocket, and you ain't got no money, but you got on $10,000 worth of clothes, I could stun on you all day. Because you ain't got no money. I don't care what kind of woman out there with them clothes on. If I pull out 10 racks, she gonna ride with me. She not gonna ride with you because of them clothes. And if I got $10,000, I'm not gonna show no woman $10,000 because if I was showing women $10,000 to be with me, I wouldn't have $10,000. That's a whole nother video for another day. Because if a woman gonna get with me, she gonna have to show me how she gonna bring some money to the table. She can't come to the table trying to take no money. That's a whole nother video I might do later. These young brothers, y'all got the game twisted. When she come to you and you got the nice car, you got the money, and she say, oh, I need to get with you. You gotta ask her what you gonna bring to the table. You gotta program her off the jump. Oh, you trying to get with me? How much money? You gonna go get money? You can't have her come get with you and think, I'm gonna give you money, I'm gonna buy you this and that. What? Now you ain't teaching her right. You're right off the top when you deal with a woman, what she bringing to the table. That's why I agree with these women talking about they want a man to pay for everything. Let me tell you, ladies, something. You're gonna have to bring something to the table. I'm not paying for nothing for you. I'm not paying nothing, all the bills. You gonna bring something to the table. Ain't no free lunch over here. Nothing you got is worth that. To every lady watching, you have nothing that's worth me spending all my money on, and you don't have no money. You have nothing that'll make me pay your bills, buy you fancy purses, buy you cars, and pay all the bills, and you don't got to work. You have nothing that's worth that. Period. Nothing. Because the upper class lady that look good, that want that, there's poor ladies look better than you that I can get and put on some little clothes, don't cost much, and she beautiful. I don't got to have, you ain't, listen, there's no such thing as the most beautiful women. There's a whole bunch of beautiful women. And there's a bunch of poor beautiful women that would just love anything. Because you could build a queen. So I don't need no ready-made diva that ain't bringing no money to the table. If you're not bringing no money to the table, then you ain't nothing. So you men that got a wife and you paying everything, she a pimp. And you the H word. She pimping. You going on the track, bringing her money. That's why I avoid some women under 40. They have luxury cars for 9 times out of 10 they struggling. Man, you know, I don't pass up no women because it's the game you spit on them. It's you meet a woman, you spit the game, she go with the game or she don't. So what happens is, that's a good point you make, Reverend. When it's a young woman, she under 40, she got the real exotic cars, she got the fancy jewelry, she got the fancy purses. Men don't talk to her. And then when men talk to her, they talk to her from under here. So they talk to her, she there and they talk to her. So soon as a man come and talk to her dominant, she gonna go. The first man that talked to her like all that she got ain't nothing, that's who she gonna go with. So the first man, when she say, I got it, I'm driving a Jaguar. The first man say, what that mean? I ain't know. So what you got, Jaguar? You finna be with me? I'm finna be driving. Just like that. Just I gotta drive a Jaguar. You gonna let me drive it, right, when I get with you, right? What you mean? Just what I told you. That's the one she gonna like. Anybody tell you women will take money from a man that got money and give it to a man that ain't got nothing. You got a whole lot of money. You got a woman. You buying her a bunch of stuff. Guess who she cheating on you with? Somebody that she giving that stuff to. That's who she really like. The one that can make her give him the stuff you, that's who she want to be with. That's a fact. You buy your woman all that stuff, she want to be with me and give it to me. And she ain't gonna never like you like she gonna like me. Because I'm dominant and you not. You a girl. And she the man and she want to be the girl. She don't want to be the man. That's an absolute fact. I lived in Hollywood and I was just a roster man with some dreads, an incense seller. I was pulling the baddest models in the whole Hollywood. Why? They didn't care. They wanted to come and give me whatever. Because they like masculinity. And they only like somebody that's a leader. And anytime you start to look like you following her in any kind of way, she ain't gonna like you like that. You have to be dominant. If you break up with a woman you really like, she think you really, really like her, and then you don't pay her no attention, she'll try to come back. She'll try to come back if your attitude is bad. She'll try to, but if your attitude is, baby, why you leave me? That she won't come back. She won't come back. Your attitude got to be like, she can't come back. And then when she try to come back, no, you can't come back, like for real. Not for play. No, it's over. Like for real. It's not over because of you. It's over because of me. No, I'm saying it's over. You cannot come back. The door is closed. Now, maybe we can revisit this in 3, 4, 5 years, but to go cool that off. Go sit down and cool off. Maybe I'll see you later in life or something like that. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is that you can't let your emotions get involved when you're not doing well. The only way you can overcome financial struggles is by staying cool and calm and saving money and working hard and removing yourself from the world. No, if you're going through financial struggles, no extracurricular activity, no socializing, none of that. Stop trying to socialize. You're struggling. Act like you're struggling. Don't go nowhere. No, you're not going to the movies. No, you're not going anywhere looking for like some type of escape from your situation. Well, when you come back, you're going to still be in that situation. That going to that movie, wasting that money at that dinner, going out caca and kiki is not going to make that go away. It's going to make it worse because you could have saved that money. And the only thing going to make you feel better is when you start stacking money. I don't care if it ain't nothing but $100 a week. If you can't save nothing but $100 a week, after 10 weeks, you're going to be happy. You'll be like, wow, $1,000, which is a lot of money when you're struggling. So now, still making enough money to just barely make it, but I got $1,000. Let me get 2. Let me go to 3. So now your motivation is, you ain't even think about your living conditions. You think about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 19, 20,000. That's what you're thinking. Now you're looking at your living conditions like, this is cool because this low living conditions allow me to stack some down money. Man, I could stay like this and have $100,000. I gotta rethink this. I've been thinking wrong. I could live like this and end up with $100,000. Because y'all, let me explain something to you. Money is magical. And money attracts money. There's magic to money. Trust me. And money attracts money. Look, I'm going to show you something else. Let's take a break. And then I'm going to show you. We're going to get deep, right? We're going to get deep. Money attracts money. I'm telling you straight up. Money attracts money. We're going to talk about it in a minute. All right, look. When it comes to money, I'm telling y'all too much, but it's all right. When it comes to money, money attracts money, okay? there's certain power in money, right? And so the more money you save, that attracts good fortune. So if you save money, that'll make jobs come your way and more money come your way. Now, let's start with the basics. Your money always has to be stored a certain type of way. If you want to attract money, you got to always have your money stored a certain type of way. So if I take this money out my wallet, there's going to be a $1 bill or a $5 bill. So when I see this $1 bill, that means this is my smallest denominator. I know when I open it up, that's going to be my biggest denominator. So it might be a 10. So that gives me an idea how much money I got. Now, when I open it up, okay, I see 3 20s, right? So that's 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 95, 100. That's a $2 bill, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is $105. Now, typically, this is supposed to be like this: 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And I would keep this off to the side, but it's not enough money to keep to the side, so I just keep it like that, right? So the money's got to always be facing the same way. It can't be all upside down. It can't be all balled up. It has to be flat, crisp, smooth, and lined up according from the biggest to the smallest. This stops you from losing money or dropping money. This makes it quicker to pay. Okay, $13. Boom, I give you a 10. Boom, I give you $3. I don't got to be messing around. I don't have to be dropping money. When you got money balled up, it falls out your purse. It falls out your pocket. Your money must always be organized. Okay? From the smallest bills to the biggest bills, and everything must be facing the same way. Okay? I'm showing you how to track money and get money. Okay? Every time you get a extra 100, it's got to be off to the side like this. Off the top, I know this is $100. I mean $1,000, right? See, those are hundreds. So off the top, I got this. Then if I got this, I know off the top this is $1,000. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always the same thing facing the same way. Now, if this was in my wallet, and let's say I had $300 in my wallet. On one side of my wallet, I would have this, and on the other side of my wallet, I would have this. I would not have this together like this. It's only going to be together if it's $1,000. Once it's less than 1,000, then I separate them. So it's 300. Okay, so this is $300. So this 300 would be in my wallet on one side, and this would be on the other side. So I know if I got to pay something small, I go to this. If I got to spend something else, I go to that. Right? This is how money attracts money. This is why they don't want you to have money. They want you to have credit cards because it don't attract money. Cards take away money. The magic of cards is to take money. That's why they want to give you cards. Because cards is a way to take your money right off your card. It just can take it. It can't take this. You got to give them this. So if I don't want to pay you, I don't got to pay you. But if you got my card, you can force me to pay you. Right? So I got some credit cards right now, and I own them, and I'm not giving them nothing. I'm not paying them because I got other things I got to do. And they write me and they tell me, you got to pay, you got to pay, you got to pay. I'm not giving them nothing. People say, well, your credit going to go down. Exactly. My credit's going to go down. And then when I get through making my moves and stuff and I get my money, then I'm going to go and I'm going to pay all of them all the way up. And when I go and pay them all the way up, that money going to be back in my card. So I'm still going to have it. So whatever money I do give them, I'm going to still have it. And then a week or two and my credit score going to jump up through the roof. Higher than it was before I stopped paying. Facts. The credit score going to go higher than it was before I stopped paying. That's a fact. Because the credit score is just nonsense. It's going to go down, it's going to go up. It's going to go down, it's going to go up. Pay them, it's going to go up. Then you go down. It's all a joke. It's not serious. Oh, what about your credit score? Credit score is Smetty score. Pay them when you get ready, it's going to go up. Always have some smaller credit cards. Don't be using your $20,000 credit card and them. Use the one got $2,000, $3,000. That way you can pay them all the way up. So instead of like having a credit card for $10,000, have a bunch of them that equal $10,000. This one 2, this one 2, this one 6, this one 3, like that. Then you can pay the whole thing up. You use up the one for 3, it's down to nothing. They mad when they get ready. Just send them when you get money, send them the 3. With you not sending them the 3, you putting the 3 right back in your pocket. So the 300, if I give them 300, it's going 300 from my wallet to the other side of my wallet because it's going to be on the card. Same if it's 3,000. If I put 3,000 on my card and pay it up, then I still got the 3,000. So you're not really giving them nothing. You're just switching it from cash to in your wallet, okay? So now, when you save the money attracts the money. So you'll find, let's say you got $10,000 saved up. You got 10 of these saved up. What'll happen, it'll go 11, 12, 13, 14. If something come up and you knock it down to 12, you will see it go 12, 11, 10,500. Because down attracts down and up attracts up. So as long as you're building, your money will grow. As soon as you get in a situation where you got to start taking away, then you get in this cosmic zone where you go down. Anybody can tell you this is true. That's why if you got money saved, let's say you got $5,000 saved, and you go spend $2,000, that's when your car breaks. So you got 5,000, you spend 2, you say, I got 3,000 just laying around the house. That's when your brakes will go out in the car. Because now the energy's out there to take more. Okay, you done already spent 2. Now the elements of the universe say, hit them for another 1,500. So if you spent that 2 on some nonsense, then you get hit for another 1,500. Your 5 then went down to 1,500. 3,500. Gone. Now you wishing you didn't throw away that 2 for whatever garbage you bought. When your brakes or when your car breaks and it costs you 1,500 to get it fixed. This is how money works. So as soon as you start messing up money, playing, that's when serious expenses going to pop up that you can't, okay? Trust me when I'm telling you. So you always want to save money so when this negative energy hits you to try to take some of your money, you got so much money you didn't save, it's not that damaging. You didn't save up 13,000, something come up is 2, you hit them and you got 11, you sit back down and sit still and get that back up to 12, 13, 14. You don't just keep spending. No. And people going to tell you, you got to live your life. You got to enjoy your life. You can't enjoy your life if you're struggling economically. You can't. And people are real willing to spend their money to have fun, but they're not willing to spend their money to make no money. Why are you so quick to spend money to have fun, but not spending no money to make no money? What's that all about? You want to just spend it and throw it away. You don't want to spend it and make none. And so when you're going through financial struggles, you have to stay positive. And you have to cut back your living expenses the much you can and work whatever you got to do to slowly get out the hole. All socializing gotta stop. You can't be in the hole and socialize. You don't have money for no drinks. You don't have money for cigarettes. You don't have money for substance abuse. You don't have money to go gamble. You don't have money to go no club. You ain't got no money to go out on no fancy dinner and all that. And you know you struggling and you still trying to go out here and pretend. And now you coming back and you depressed. And women, you horrible for that. You know your money struggling and you still be going doing stuff. You know how much women over the years I had to loan them money? They had plenty of money. And I had to loan them money till they payday. And they was making more money than me and broke. And I'd be like, well, you know what? Like, okay. You don't really messing with me because you saying I don't be going nowhere and stuff. And you going somewhere, but then I'm not going nowhere. And then when you get broke, you come and ask the money from me. Well, I'm sacrificing, not going nowhere. Why should I give you my money? You keep going. And you keep being broke, and I keep sacrificing and saving, and then you come to me to bail you out. Sit your ass down. Like I be doing. Why you think I got the money to loan it to you? If I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, I wouldn't have the money to loan to you. I got friends that's going in their 401k, going in their 401k, going in their 401k. They don't even have to do that if they manage their money. Going through their 401k, constantly taking that money out. I'm like, what is you doing? Never let that money grow and invest it in nothing that could make some money. How like if you got this kind of money, why you not taking some of it out and buying stock? Why is you taking it out buying shoes and purses and bags and partying? What? Happy 1 minute and then depressed the next minute. Going through financial struggles. Most of them self-inflicted. But if it's not self-inflicted and you're going through financial struggles, you got to chill, pay a little phone bill or whatever, sit your ass down, go make your money, don't miss no days, get whatever overtime. If you can't save nothing but $50 here and there, save it. Get on your phone and have fun and watch videos and stuff on YouTube for free with your phone and sit down and chill and cope with the fact you're struggling. But if you save 50 here, 100 there, 200 there, and just sit still After about 9 or 10 months or a year, you won't be struggling no more. You will make yourself some breathing room. But you got to stay calm. You can't be getting depressed. You got to stay even keel and think, let me get out the hole. Okay. First thing, let me go get the money I'm getting. I got my little job with it. Let me go do that. Now let me manage how much money am I spending out of the money I'm getting. Maybe get a calculator and add your stuff up. How much is your bills and how much are you making a month, and subtract it to see how much you got left. Subtract how much you paying for food, electric, and everything, gas and everything, all your expenses, add up how much you make, and see after you pay everything, including eating and everything, how much do you have left? And then ask yourself, how much of what you got left are you saving, and why is you wasting that? If you already done paid your rent, you already paid your electric, your phone, your gas, your car insurance, and everything, and buy the food you like to eat and all that, why is you wasting that leftover money? What is you buying with that? When you don't have no money. You making it from paycheck to paycheck, and then you blowing that extra little 700 or 5, you blowing that? How? Like, make that make some sense. Like, you can't be down and up and down and up. When you're going through financial situations, sit still, figure your economics, save your money, live like a hermit, and put your money up. And the money will definitely free you, period. You know, on the streets, we get in the game, we might not get nothing but a little bit of work. $175 worth of work. We get a shoebox. We sell that, we make 3 something. We get 3 some work worth, we sell that. It eventually get to the point where now we buying enough and selling it, we got money left. We got a shoebox. We put 1,000, what's 1,000 in there? Then 2,000, then 3,000, then 4,000. We ain't got on nothing but some Dickies. We got 2 pair of Dickies and a white shirt and some white Nikes or whatever. We keep them clean, and that's what we wear every day. Period. As far as women looking at you or whatever, they clean, you wash them, you trying to get money. You ain't trying to look good. Next thing you know, the third of the shoebox is full. Half of the shoebox is full. And by the time you get to half of the shoebox is full, man, you don't care about what nobody's saying. Because now you see it working. So if anything, you go buy 2 more pair of Dickies. You ain't trying to hear what they talking about, because people talking that ain't got no money don't mean nothing to you. You looking at them, they talk about you every day. You in them Dickies and stuff, but you got $40,000 in the house. They don't got nothing. They probably got $5,000 to their name in the bank, barely. So now you see the light. Oh, stack the bread. Don't listen to these people, because my comfort is in the money. So you stop getting comfort by the people. You don't care nothing about what no woman talking about when you got $150,000 in the shoebox. And you out there in some Dickies and a white t-shirt and some white sneakers. And you tell her, shorty, what's up? And she's like, and you're like, well, go ahead. Get your ass on out of here. Because she don't know you got 200,000 in the shoebox, 80,000 in the shoebox, or 60. She don't know that. Your self-esteem is way up here. She don't know that. You don't mind going without, because going without, now you got plenty. So now once you get that mindset and you got $70,000 in the shoebox and you go to a mall and you see a watch for $10,000, you're not buying that. Your satisfaction don't come from buying the watch. Your satisfaction comes from, I could buy it. And that's all you need. That's all you need. Y'all better listen to me. The satisfaction that you could buy it is better than buying it. What makes you want to get it is that you can't afford it. When you can't afford it, that's what make you gotta have it. But when you could buy it, because you're looking at this watch is $10,000. Do I want to take $10,000 out of my shoebox to get under 10? No. You rather have the 10 in your shoebox than the watch. Oh my soul. Ask anybody that be hustling. You rather have the money than the watch any day. Any day. You'll just go buy a regular stainless steel watch for like $180 and wear it. Because can't nobody say nothing about you when you got money. And they ain't got to see you got the money. You got to be to the point you don't care they don't see the money. The only thing you know is you see the money. Long as you know you got the money, that gives you confidence. That's why so many brothers, y'all got to stop thinking confidence is showing somebody else what you got. Confidence is you having it. And what did you do to have a shoebox full of money? You coped with your financial struggles. You coped with the fact you only had $175 starting off, and you accepted that. And you went and you took that $175, you bought some, you made $300. And you went and bought some water and some lemons and some honey and some meat, some plant-based meat for me, and some whole wheat bread. Or you bought some peanut butter and jelly. You bought some really good peanut butter, some good whole wheat bread, and some jelly. And sometimes just water and some, use the same honey and some lemons. And that's what you eat. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day, or noodles. Every day. You done got up to 60,000. You eat noodles. Why? Because you don't care nothing about, all you care about is 70,000, 80,000, 90,000. Will you eat noodles to get 100,000? Hell yeah, all day. That's the only way you're going to get through it. If you're struggling, you got to lock it down. And so the war is, how much could you say? I don't care if it ain't number $25. Save it. Man, I don't care if you're struggling so bad that when you eat and you pay all your bills and you save every dime, at the end of the month, you only got $25. Save it. At the end of the next month, another $25. Save it. That's $50. 2 more months, that's $100. But $100 is a lot of money when you only could have saved 25. You only could save 25 3 months ago. Now you got 100. So that next month when you save 25, that's 125. That next month, that's 150. And then that's a lot of money coming from where you're coming from. Stop comparing that to somebody else's lifestyle. Compare it to how you were 6 weeks ago. See what I'm saying? So when you start don't compare it to where you're trying to get to. Compare it to where you came from. You were struggling and making it with only $25 left to your name. Now you're struggling with $250 saved up, and that's going to feel real good. Listen, when you only could have $25 at the end of every month after you pay everything, because your rent and all that so high, and you get to the point where you got $200 or $300 saved up, that's going to give you superpowers. Because all you're going to be comparing it to is to what you used to be. And you're going to be like, yeah, I got 300. And eventually that 300 going to turn to 1,000. And you're going to be like, yeah. $1,000 is a lot of money for your expenses because you ain't got a lot of expenses. You just didn't make a lot of money. So now with them same expenses, that ain't a lot, but you just poor. $1,000 is almost, that's real good with those expenses. With you in a studio or something and you got low expenses, right? So you're not going to compare that $1,000 you save to higher expenses. You're going to compare that to where you was. So now think about it. You get paid, you pay your bills, and you got $2,000. You used to pay your bills at $25. And for you to pay your bills and have $25,000, now $2,000 pay your bills 3 times. So now you're like, well, if anything happened, I could live for 3 months. So you're going to start adding with the money you save. How many months could you live with your expenses off of this money? And then it's going to get to the point where you be like, if everything fall off, man, I didn't save, I could live a year like this. I saved this much money. I could live a year if I don't have a dime. I got enough money to live for a year, pay all my stuff for a year. That's when you're going to see, now I get it. Now I get it. So if everything go bad, I'm straight. I saved enough money where I could pay my rent, pay all my bills for a year. That's economic freedom. That's when the light gonna come on. Oh, it's about how long can I live if everything go bad? Are y'all listening to me? It's about if everything go bad, how long can you live? How long can you live before you get evicted? If your rent is $1,800 a month, how many $1,800 you got if you lose your job? Do you have enough money to live 10 months, a year? Then if you add all your other bills, let's say all your bills, if your rent is $1,800 and with all your bills is $2,200, how long could you live for $2,200 a month if you didn't get no more money? How much money do you got saved up? How much money do you got saved up? If everything stopped, you get fired, you got nothing. How long could you live like you living now? And if you ain't saved enough money to be able to do that for some months, you a sucker. You tripping. Because I don't know what make you think that everything won't just shut down on you and you're going to end up homeless. So you're telling me you've been out here playing and lollygagging, and if you lose your job, you get evicted next month? Really? But you got all these sneakers and all these purses, ladies, and all this stuff. But if you lose your job and don't get no money, you're going to get evicted in a month and a half. You're going to have to get out and be in the street. Really? So you didn't save enough money where you could at least live for 6 months, a year? You bought junk that nobody want to buy back at the cost you bought it at? Really? So you just thought it was just sweet. You was just living from paycheck to paycheck. I hope y'all listening to me. You better get 6 to 12 months mortgage and rent saved and your electric, your phone, everything. Whatever your total expenses is, you need to at least have that for 10 to 12 months. You can start out with 6 months. You need to have 6 months worth of money to live how you living. That's what you need to have. Until you got that, no, you don't want to go to no club. No, you don't want to go to no concert. No, you don't want to go on no cruise. No. I do not want to go on no cruise and come back and lose my job and be homeless. No, no, no. No. For me to even think about a cruise, I got to have a year of my rent or at least 6 months and the cruise money. Now, if I got 6 months in the cruise money, then we can talk. You understand what I'm saying? But I know people out there don't even got next month's expenses if something happens. You got to get out next month. You get an eviction notice next month. You can't pay next month rent or mortgage. You can't even pay next month's rent or mortgage. Because you just think you're going to always just get money next month and you just living from month to month. And that's what one of the frustrating things about living with certain women. I find most women is horrible with that. Men too, but I find most women, they're not really good with understanding expenses next month to next month to next month. They kind of like from month to month, from my experience. And no matter how much financially stable you are, they'll mess your money up. They'll mess up money and you got to cover this stuff. You know, you'll be with a woman and she wants you to pay the bills, but she messed all her money up. So it's just like, well, I don't mind paying the bills if you would save all your money, but you want me to pay the rent and you just want to throw all your money away? So you don't want to save nothing? No, you got to pay half then. So let me, at least I could save half. You ain't saving nothing? No, I'm not paying all the bills. No. We go half and half. That way I could save some of my money because I see you a fool. You ain't going to save nothing. I can't depend on you. Yeah, I can't depend on you. Because if we break up, I done paid all my money to pay the bills. And where I'm going to go? Because, you know, women is good for messing your money up and telling you to get out when you ain't got no money. She don't tell you to get out when you got just got your income tax check, or you got no big money. She don't say get out. She wait till you broke and say get out. So you really can't be broke with no women. I ain't saying all women. I'm saying brothers know what I'm talking about. When she know you ain't got no money, she gonna tell you to get out. She ain't never tell you get out when you got $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, because before she say out, you'll be gone. When she say get, you'll be gone. So when she say get, she ain't said nothing. You out of there. You at the realty office, you at the apartment place next week getting your own apartment. 3 days later, you got your own apartment. You ain't trying to hear what she talking about. And in the meantime, you in a nice hotel for 3 or 4 days with your feet kicked up, or living a good life. Facts. So it's like, you know, if you're going through financial struggles, sit your ass down and you got to get a calculator. You got to start adding up what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to Plant-Based for the donation. Y'all hit the super chat, Cash App, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, get those likes up. This would be my advice if you're going through financial struggles. and be good at math. Like, don't be scared to get that calculator out on your phone and start adding up so you can see, you know, the calculator gonna save you. It's gonna show you, like, don't try to guesstimate what's going on with your expenses. Add it up. Ah, how much I make, how much I'm getting. Ah, subtract. Use that calculator. Use that calculator and calculate your expenses. And when things are not going good, don't get depressed. Don't get down and out. That's the worst thing you could do. Just like Tai Chi type stuff. And okay, how do I work out of this? That's what you got to do. You can't get down. They're going to mess you up. You cannot get emotionally down. That is going to mess you up. You got to stay cool, calm, and then use math and figure it out. And the first thing you got to do is sit still. All bets is off. Anything that ain't a necessity gets turned off. That means I get in a bad situation. Oh, my money's starting to look funny. How am I going to pay my way out of this? Hello, Comcast, turn this off. I use my phone. Turn this off. Turn it off. I'll call y'all back in a couple months. Turn it off. Okay? Downsizing. Blah, so I could save some money. I'm finna save that money. By the time I save that money, 8 months, they calling me, we got a deal, Pharaoh. We can let you back in for hardly nothing. Okay, bet that. Why y'all giving me a deal now for the same service? Because this is how they'll do you. They'll be robbing you for a service. You'll cut it off. They'll call you back and offer the same service for like 1/4 of what you was paying. And you're like, well, what? So y'all telling me I could have paid this the other time and y'all was just robbing me? And now that I don't want to mess with y'all, now I could get the same service for less? This is what these companies be doing. You think I'm lying? Cut one of them off. I bet you they give you the same service for like 1/4 or 1/3 of what you was paying. At least a half. Or at most a half. I guarantee you they're gonna offer you the same service for cheaper. If you think I'm lying, just sometimes call them and threaten them. Say, I'm calling. I think I got to turn this off. I don't think I could be able to afford this. I say, wait. Don't turn. Whoa. Wait. We could work something out. Nah, you can't work it out because I need the exact same service. Y'all gonna give me another service that can work? No, not necessarily. Let us look. We can move some stuff. Okay, look, Pharaoh. We could give you the same thing you got. We're going to take $30 off here and $50 here, and you only going to have to pay this. That's what they're going to do, because that's what I'm finna do to Comcast in about 2 months. I'm finna call them in a couple months and be like, I got to go. No, I can't afford it. They're going to be like, wait. Don't go. No. Wait, let me look. Let me look. Oh, it's a new year, it's 2026. We can do some stuff. They're gonna be like, but up. Okay, your bill was, let's say it's $139. They're gonna be like, we could do this for $89. That's what they're gonna do. I'm be like, I don't know. Wait. 81. That's as low as we can. Okay, bet. I'm gonna say bet so fast. Okay, yeah, bet. Let's do that right now. 81. It's the same service right now. I was paying $1 billion for. Yeah, 81. Yeah, this is how they do. Anyway, I hope that helped y'all. Like, stay calm. And do not get depressed. Do not get down and out. Do not beat yourself up. Go into survival mode and figure out how you can come out of it. Cut expenses, cut stuff. Do what you got to do to make it through any type of economical or financial struggles you're going through. But you got to stay calm. You can't get mad or depressed or angry or down and out. That's not going to help you. You got to still be like up. You got to still be like grinding, upful. You got to still be trying to get it. Because just once you get down and stuff, you ain't going to be no good. You ain't going to be able to survive out here. You ain't going to be able to survive. You got to be able to cope with it, and you got to be able to figure it out. And you got to be good with math. And you got to sit down if you can't afford it. And stop spending money for nonsense. Stop the socializing. Stop the unnecessary socializing. Because 65% of the people I be around be doing a lot of economic, social, unnecessary socializing. Their lives suck, and they just gotta be under people. There'll be no benefit from it. It's just a bunch of people. I don't know what the purpose of it is. It'd be no purpose. Just all up under each other, wasting money. All up under each other, wasting money. Doing stuff that some of them can't do. And the family know that some of them people, or the friends know some of them people can't afford to do that. And you keep inviting them to do it. That's us saying, no, you need to get yourself together. You know, the best way to have fun is to sit your ass down. Sit your ass down so that you can save money so you can have fun. Stop struggling to have fun because you're really not having fun. There's no fun going and enjoying yourself and then crying about your economical situation the next week. This week, you go, this is fun. Next week, oh man, my money. Like, how is that fun? It's not fun unless you still feel good when it's over. If you're going spending money one week and then feeling stressed out the next week, what are you doing? That fun you had wasn't even fun. You just put more economical hardship on yourself. How is that fun? And you don't want to admit that you need to sit down and you can't afford it. You're trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're trying to impress family or friends when you don't have it. You're trying to go get your hair done, ladies, and do this stuff that you cannot afford to do to hang out with these people or to stunt in front of these people. You're burning gas money you can't burn. You're losing sleep you can't afford to sleep because you know you got to go to work. And your hustle game is messed up because all your extra time is socializing when you could take your extra time to hustle. And this is where my problem comes with women, because my extra time, I'll be trying to get extra money. And women want me to take my extra time and play extra. And I'm a hustler. So extra time means try to figure out some more money. But to them, it's play. I don't like playing like that. I don't like playing. I had a lady ask me, she said, why you don't like going to these places and stuff? I said, because I'm trying to make money. And everywhere I go, I realize that they're making money off of me. So I'm going to somebody else and they're making the money off me. I'm trying to make money. She said, I never thought about that. So everywhere I go, I look at it as a money-making thing. I don't look at it as fun. Everywhere I go, I'm looking at them like they making money. If I go to a restaurant, they making money. If I go to the movies, they making money. If I go here, They making money. So how am I having fun? I'm not having fun. I'm helping them making money. And especially Black Americans don't understand that. You are helping people make money. And they're telling you you're having fun. You're not having fun. You're making them rich. You're making their family do well. Think about it. You willing to go party Friday night, but the guy that owned the spot, he can't go party. He's working. So all these people on the weekend where you're trying to have fun, these people are working. The restaurant man is working. The club man is working. The liquor store people is working. And you're going to have fun, but you're not really having fun. You're supplying their businesses. They're making money off of you having fun. Having fun is a business. That's what it is. Having fun is a business. Straight up. So look, y'all, think about that. Stay positive. If you're struggling financially, stop struggling. Stop throwing your money away and start thinking about ways where you can save your money and where you can put yourself in a better economical situation instead of constantly trying to play. Play, 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 play. Get yourself in a better situation. You feel me? Straight up. And it don't get no realer than that. Victory.